Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here with, I believe, week number 12. We were fresh out of the we're fresh out of the Thanksgiving holiday with those three big games that went down. Honestly, in my opinion, I thought that all three games really delivered. All three games were really good, fun games to watch. The Vikings and the Lions came all the way down to a winning field goal at the end. The Cowboys played a little bit better than the Redskins, and what the hell was the third game? Oh, the Steelers and the Colts. Colts, were a man down because they didn't have Andrew Luck. It was what it was, but I even thought that was a fun game to see the Steelers go out there and play really well. And the trick play ran by the fake punt. But the Colts got them back into the game. So, fun stuff. Niners drew a game against the Dolphins this week. Dolphins are going to be coming in second place in the AFC East at 6-4. Honestly, I can tell you that the Dolphins aren't a horrible football team, but this is a game that honestly scares me. I used to say that when the Niners went up against a team and it scared me, it was like because the Niners were playing against the Seahawks or something like that, but and I thought that was a game that they were probably going to have a hard time winning, or maybe even just knew flat out we were going to lose. This game going up against the Dolphins scares me for the fact that the Dolphins is a team that doesn't scare me, and I think we might just fall into a win against the Dolphins. Lots of things coming up over the last 2 weeks. Is Chip Kelly wanting to stay in the NFL? The Oregon job looks like it's going to be coming open. Is Oregon going to be maybe giving Chip Kelly a call to sort of regain the greatness that he was there at Oregon? I always thought that he had a really high-powered offense, ran a very good, program there. They never won a national championship. They always were a team that recruited really well and were in the thick of it. They had that big Nike deal there. Just Chip Kelly, if that Oregon job opens up or another job at a high-class school like Texas, that Texas, they've been trashed the last few years. I like that coach, but I think he was in over his head. He'll probably go to another school, and he'll probably do really well. His expectations won't be as high. When you think about Texas to me is one of those top 10 teams year in and year out, and they just didn't deliver the last few years. Hopefully this new guy, which doesn't grab me as a big name, you never know, it might work out for you. But will Chip Kelly leave is one of the big things that's going on. We brought him in. When we signed the guy, there was a lot of hype over him saving Colin Kaepernick's career. Colin Kaepernick getting the ball under center isn't really blowing anybody away right now. So, do we want to give him 2 years? Honestly, in my mind, I think we want to give him 2 years to see what this offense is really going to be, what this team is going to grow into. And then after 2 years, if it's not working, it worked 2 out of 3 years in Philly. He had a beginner's luck. Maybe he had a good team. Maybe it was what it was. The Niners aren't a good football team. We know this. Can we let him get a few more players in there that fit his offense and see if we can really get these things going? We've seen this year's success. We've seen Curley come in, a guy that was going to get cut by the Lions. We traded for him to make sure that we brought him in on the team. He's been a guy on our offense that has just been in the right place at the right time. He's our leading receiver. It seems like he scores a touchdown almost every other week, it seems like. He was Kaepernick's favorite guy. He seems to be, before that, he was, what was that bum's name? I already forgot his name. Blaine Gabbert. He's Blaine Gabbert's favorite option as well, it seemed like. So, guys like that are going to do really well in this style of offense. So, I'm not ready to throw him in the trash. Dolphins fans that are going to be upset that I'm saying that this is a game that honestly doesn't scare me. I think that honestly, if you ask most Dolphin fans, they're going to tell you that Ryan Tannehill isn't the best quarterback in the world, and I'm not saying they go back in time and convince them to sign Drew Brees, but they've been looking for a quarterback there for a long time. Ryan Tannehill is the guy that they brought in. They thought he was going to be this style of quarterback. I don't think he's been that style of quarterback. He's just been a guy that's been there. Of course, this year they had the expectations. They brought in the running back from Houston. What was his name? He was like the number one running back in football. I know it starts with an F. Fuck me. He had to retire. He just didn't have it what he once was. Yeah, I don't know if he was really supposed to be the main piece of their offense, or he was just a guy that was going to be there, who ran the ball here and there. So, I don't know. I think that the Dolphins have got some pretty good wins this season. They've won the last 3 games in a row, beating the Jets, the Chargers, and the Rams. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Niners. I'll be honest. In my Pick'em League, I picked the Dolphins to win this game. But there's a little part of me that, thinks that the Niners could win this game, which is going to make me pump my fist, yes, and immediately go no. Because as of right now, I believe we have the number 2 pick in the draft. I don't know a lot about college football. I'll always buy into the hype over, who the guys that are going to save these teams are. Honestly, in my opinion, if I'm the GM of the Niners, I'm looking into bringing in an offensive line. I think a few years ago when we drafted linemen with our first 2 picks in the draft, I thought that was really big. Built that line up. You could really see, with Frank Gore always was able to run the ball, which opened up the offense for passing attack. Kaepernick ran the ball really well. I don't think we're blocking for anybody right now, but then again on defense, everybody in the world is able to score on us. Yeah, I know that we've been able to draft linebackers really well, but we need, Ward and Jimmy Ward and the guy from LSU. I'm forgetting my own team. We're so bad right now. Eric Reed. I think that they're really good in the back, but I think we need cornerbacks on the sides. They can't do everything in the backfield, so they need a little bit of help, a lot of help, to be honest. So there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle. While you're at it, I'm at the point now where, if you want to bring in another quarterback, as long as it's not Blaine Gabbert, as long as we're not getting somebody else's project or somebody else's draft pick that didn't work out, I'm all right with Kaepernick heading down somewhere else. Which sucks because he's been a franchise player for years and you don't want to throw a guy like that away. But we've seen what he can do, and it's almost the point what we were saying about Blaine Gabbert last year. If you want this guy to play, this is as good as he's going to be. He's not going to be any better than this. So this is our cap. And well, he is cap. But this is the cap of how good we're going to be. Like I said, we're probably going to fall into the number 2. Maybe if we win a game, 3, 4, 5, pick in the draft. I don't see us falling any lower than that. So quarterbacks normally go there that are really good. Unless you got guys like Prescott, like Romo, that fall down in the draft. You look at the guy who was picked number 1. He got the pick. He had to play last week, and he looked like trash. And Wentz, who went number 2, he looked really good the first couple of games, and then sort of, I think people watched film on this guy, and they were able to pick him apart. Now he's not really putting up the stats that he once did for the Eagles, so we'll see. One draft pick is not going to fix this team, but one draft pick who's the right player could really shape this team to make it where the 49ers are the 49ers again, and people want to come here. Just like with Dallas. Dallas is getting good again, and when teams like Dallas, when teams like the 49ers are good, it makes football good again. A lot of people talk about declining ratings in football and why people aren't watching. When you get the good teams that people want to follow, the Jets, the Giants, people in major markets, when those teams are winning, people will fall in line and people will watch again. Just like with basketball, when the Celtics and the Lakers and your Spurs, when all those teams are good, and the teams that, are those, I guess you can call them bandwagon teams that people like to jump on. You don't ever in the regular season hear anybody really talk about the Spurs. They're not really big Spurs fans throughout the country. There's Spurs fans in Texas and in San Antonio, but nobody in Sacramento, California is really a Spurs fan until it's the NBA Finals time, and then they're like, oh, Tim Duncan, well, he ain't on the team no more. But you know what I'm saying. The people jump on the bandwagon thinking they're the best team in the world. So, peace out. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. See if the Niners can pull this off, or see if the Niners can at least look good. I don't know what to say.